Hi, everybody. Today is Friday, May the 15th of 2020, and we are live for the crew. So how's it going with everybody tonight? Just looking to see everybody's comments up here in the chat, and I see that we have some folks in attendance. Nice to see you, Ronald. And Super Civilian has arrived. Welcome. And nice to see you, Robert Patrick. And Damon Kevis. I don't know if I said that right or not. Blind Dave Crypto, welcome. Nice to see you. RM Brumley Sr. United States Marine Corps, thank you for your service, sir. I am a Navy brat myself. Nice to see you, Mr. Hank. And we have a New York City Z or NYC Z. Chili Cryptic, Chris Churchill. Hey, you know what? Lots of new names. Great to see some new faces in the room. And let's see. Well, what's the good word? Still looking at up, up, up. Markets are in turmoil, but cryptocurrency just bounces right back. Yeah, I was happy to get that edited version out to YouTube early. Got that up this morning. My meetup with Muant. It's always timely. Glad to see you can make your first live stream, NYCZ. We have them over on Crowdcast through my Patreon all the time, but usually at least once a month on YouTube. I try to do a live stream for everybody. And you know what? Being on lockdown, I haven't been too busy. Not too much to do. Hey, Chris. Nice to see you in the live stream as well. And hello again, Samantha 108, also a new Patreon member. Glad you could come over here on YouTube and give the live stream some support, as well as Doug C. Okay, Chris is from Japan, Navy brat as well, so you know what I mean. Yeah. JCM, Greg T, nice to see you. Cat Fox. Oh, your first YouTube live. Well, welcome. Yeah, everyone pay attention to Baggy Boy. She is our mod over on my Discord channel. She runs a tight ship, just like her mom. That would be me. So thanks for your help tonight, Baggy. Also home on lockdown with me. Yeah. So Ivy, you were in the middle of the week review with Muant, the crypto review. And then you were interrupted by this notification. Oh, Australia. Nice to see you, George. Glad you could make it. What time is it where you're at? Well, Ronald, your holdings are awesome. Those are the ones everybody's going to buy when the herd arrives. It's really a matter of when you decide to get out. Have you made your plan yet? Have you put together your Excel? And I think you're over on my Discord channel, so we've pinned it in the goals room. Jet Builder made a really awesome Excel spreadsheet for everybody to share around, and you can just put in your cryptos and you just put your sell price, and that's so that you don't end up like with a deer in the headlights. Because, some of the prices are going to be pretty crazy. And you know how cryptos move, right? It's easy for people to get left behind. We have John from Australia as well. So, Aussies. Oh, Greg. Yes, Greg. You had a reading last week. Nice to see you in the room. Welcome. And Truther One. Nice to see you. Marisol. You've been around a little while. I love that name, Marisol. It's so pretty. Oh, hello, Francis K. Yes, I told Francis that I was having a live stream tonight. I think I told you last weekend, but I was confused. I'm not even that old yet, and I'm getting confused already. So I thought about that and I was like, wow, I better text him. Yes. Otherwise, he's going to think I'm just pulling his chain about having a live stream on YouTube for everybody. And also, this one is dedicated to all the folks out there who have been really big supporters of my channel over on Patreon. And just due to the COVID-19, the crisis, you've been furloughed, you've had circumstances change in your household, and it's been a tightened budget. So, I'm certainly going to do whatever I can to post more free material over on YouTube to continue to give everybody all the support that they need. And, I'm here for you guys. And anything that's super important, I definitely share it with everybody. Let's see. So Pete wants to know about the Satanism in Hollywood. Oh yeah, all of that's going to be uncovered. In fact, that's only like one thing. That's only like probably 2% of all of the stuff that's going to be stacked on them. There's the sex trafficking through the southern border is one place. There's the drugs. There's the kickbacks. There's so many different ways that the corrupt politicians have been fleecing the American people. Just unbelievable. So, and Alan wants to know what I think of Zilliqa. Now, Zilliqa, that is on what I call the carrot farm. And these are the list of cryptos that where people were asking my opinion on cryptocurrencies. I didn't want people to just buy what I was holding. I felt it was more important for, if people wanted to know my opinion on different ones. And Zilliqa was included on the carrot farm, meaning that, 2 years ago when I put it together, I did see it surviving. And so that, and the key here is survival. If you're holding a cryptocurrency that survives to the second wave, then, you're going to make a lot of money. So that was my thing. Now, the problem I see with Zilliqa, though, is that it's in my opinion, and the feeling I get, and then I get feedback as well on this, is that I think it's kind of a pump and dump coin. And that's unfortunate because, there's a lot going for it. But sometimes people can get a hold of it, or you can just get like really good marketing people, who boost it a lot, and there's not really a reason for it, to get the word out there. And you know what? I do feel that a good percentage of chance for a coin or token is the popularity that it has. Like Pundi X, that's not one that I hold. I don't particularly like it, but the feedback I keep getting with my psychic abilities is that it has a tremendous amount of community support. So that in itself will help a cryptocurrency survive into the waves. But I think the key here is, like I was discussing earlier, that you really do have to put together your plan. Don't be caught like a deer in the headlights. A lot of people are asking me, do you really see Tezos going to, $700? And my thing is, well, sure. Ethereum went to 1,400. Why wouldn't Tezos be able to go to 700 in a hot market if it's now the go-to cryptocurrency? And I do see it as one of the major ones in the beginning of the second wave. So my ideology on that is that the success of these cryptos depends on increasing the community. So by selling off some of your shares of it at a lower price and leaving something on the table for others, you are expanding the community. So I just make the point that the most I would be holding, if it ever did make it to 700, would be like maybe 5% of what I'm holding now, because you have different set points, to get out and give it to somebody else to take over. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to go back a little bit here, and so it is 9 a.m. where Chris is at, and where George is at, it's 10. I was just wondering what time it was in Australia. So yeah, Jag17, nice to see you here for a live stream as well. And the Fun Fair project, Pete wants to know about that. You know what? I am not a fan, Pete. That is my opinion on it. I haven't really looked into it, so I don't want to be completely unfair. I want to give full disclosure. And that, you know what? Being a medium saves me a lot of time. Same with picking businesses and people to be around. Being a medium, it really helps a lot. Saves me so much time. And Ronald wants to know if he should move his 6 kids and wife out of New Jersey. I would say yes. And the further south you can go, the better. I think Georgia's a good state. I get a good feeling about Georgia. I don't know if you have more family in Georgia or not, Ronald. And if you're on the Patreon, remember I have Ask a Medium is on Wednesday. I have it on the schedule there already. So remember, you can ask personal reading questions at Ask a Medium. Everyone kind of expects that, the back and forth required. I only have about an hour tonight. So, Baggy has me on a short leash where she's modding the room for me. Oh, nice to see you from Thailand. Boone, welcome. And let's see. Oh, Brian's here. Oh, hello. More beers. That's how I know him. It's more beers. Oh, I have. Okay. All right. I won't tell anyone, Baggy. She just sent me a message. I'll tell you in a minute. Because if I tell you now, then there's no point. I have to. Yeah. I'm just going to tell her something. So I got to keep my phone on because that's how I communicate with my mod who's in the room right next to me here. In the studio, we have our desks right next to each other. All right. I'm a fast reader. Dad and is that NG? How do you say that? No, I used to know how to say NGO properly. Anyway, sorry, Dad. Yes, I do. I believe the second wave is this year. I think it's September. That's my thing, right? And remember, the first wave is like this, and then the second wave is like, So first wave, you can dollar cost average all through it. And we don't know when the second wave exactly when it's coming, but don't be standing there with your full bags ready to invest and going, damn, missed it. Because I see that happening, right? So I'm a big chicken when it comes to that kind of stuff. And, the important thing is with cryptos is that you can't put in your lunch money. You can't. This is money that you put in because it's part of your retirement package for the future. And, your future, it's got to be like a 4-legged table. I mean, you have to have I've got my precious metals over here. I've got my cryptocurrencies over here. I got some real estate over here. For some of you, you may have, land, businesses, and then my other one over here is my business. So, it's like 4 legs of the table. And of course, you have your short-term funds, your emergency fund, that sort of stuff. And a lot of people are investing in cryptos because they don't really have a retirement plan, or they're not counting on their pensions because they've, accepted the news that maybe things are not going to go so well in the world of pensions. So they're just doing something about it now and just getting in front of it, which I think is really smart because if you can buy some ETH and stake it and replace some of that pension money that's going to be cut in the future, then, even if they don't cut it, the inflation is going to get it. Because I always said that I felt that the Western governments would inflate their way out of their debt. And we're seeing that now. They've just turned on the money printing machine. So Truth88 says, hi, Sam, first time. Do you know about QAnon? I've been following that site and trying to figure out what President Trump. Well, okay. Baggy had sent me a text message. She blue screened, so she wasn't modding. That's why I couldn't tell you guys. Because then that's when all the people decide to go on and say some bad stuff. Okay, so you want to know about what I think about QAnon? I actually, when I'm just putting together my COVID-19 predictions video. And as like each week goes by, I go and I pull out more stuff to edit in because it's come true. I mean, what's the point in putting in an edit until it comes true, right? Like one of the things that I predicted about COVID-19 is that they would find like a really early vaccine. Like there would be one discovered. It would be like in record time. I did predict that. I thought it would be the Canadians who would discover this vaccination. So we'll have to wait and see about that one. That could come true really soon, but I'll get one out before then. But what I'm working on next is the one about Obamagate. I think QAnon came out in November of 2017. And in February of 2018, around then, I'm pretty sure I can find a comment that I posted. And I said that QAnon is the president of the United States and a couple of other guys. So get excited about that, Truth 88, because if you look back in my channel, you'll see that I've talked about QAnon like for a long time. And even before I started my channel, I was given information, that I saw Hillary Clinton and like this whole Christmas tree. It was like people of different levels. She was at the head of it. I said, they're all going to jail. And it's like the O.J. Simpson trial. That's what I described it as. So many people are going to be watching from all over the world. So yeah, pretty exciting. Oh, and those dates, those Q drops, I predicted those dates as well. I didn't know what they were. Like March 15th, April 10th, and then April 24th. And we know March 15th now was the arrest of the Saudi government people, almost 300. That's a big part of QAnon. That all has to do with the crippling of the corruption, I call it, worldwide. And then number 2, April the 10th was the placeholders with the 6 names. And I guessed which 6 they are. There was one I couldn't figure out. So we're kind of playing with that a bit. And then on April the 24th, that was the next date. And people asked me after the 10th passed, do you have another date? And I said, yes, it's the 24th. And it's just more of this. Like it has to do with because people are like, oh, is it cryptos? I'm like, no, it's the American political situation. And these are really important dates. So April the 24th, that was the big one. That was like the shot across the bow. So it's just going to get like more and more and more. I mean, your president of the United States is tweeting for Lindsey Graham, that big coward. Gosh. He needs a big kick in the ass. Do you know what the impression I get about Lindsey Graham is that he's very similar to John McCain, right? He picked the wrong side originally. Like they want to do well. They want to, do by the right thing, but they have accepted, I believe, some dirty money. I think this is the problem because they know that President Trump is not letting people get away with any of this, even the littlest stuff. I mean, he hasn't even gone in beast mode yet. You just wait. Yeah, they're probably going to pull this video, maybe. I mean, I'm a psychic medium, so I have a heading under entertainment. And I think that's for a lot of reasons why I can get away saying all the things that I've been saying over the years about, that Hillary Clinton's going to jail. But I have more of it over on Patreon because a lot of the stuff about Obama and about Obamagate, we just edited that out before we put on YouTube because we knew that they had an algorithm that was against my predictions. And I was like, well, I at least want my peeps on Patreon to know what I'm seeing there. It does affect cryptos. I mean, it's part of the everything all at once that I've been talking about. The top will come off the COMEX. I mean, frig, we got oil going negative. I didn't see that one coming. I told somebody single digits and they were, oh my God. I was like, somebody told me oil single digits, like coming soon. And I totally believed them. Like that was one of the advantages about my gift is that it may not come to me, but then when I hear it from someone else, I'm like, Oh yeah, that's so true. Yeah, that's coming true. And so one of the things I started doing recently, a few months ago, I think it's about 6 months now, over on Patreon, is I have a weekly broadcast that I do called Sam Jamnet. And people go into the Samnet room over in Discord and they just post links. And that's how I've been practicing, by just looking at videos and reading articles about really anything global, financial, crypto, gossip, any type of news things. And then I go live and have the group in the room and just talk about the different links, show people, tell them what I think about what's going on. And we've been getting some really great results with that as well. So I've got lots of stuff to go through to edit for my COVID-19 predictions video and also the Obamagate. So, so Alan is asking about Zilliqua, Bitcoin Cash, 30,000, 2021. I don't really see any cryptocurrencies being those crazy prices. I do see Bitcoin getting up as high as 20,000. I think that Bitcoin Cash can probably get up in that range as well, but Bitcoin will go down. Most of the cryptocurrencies will just be in the tens or the hundreds of dollars. So there's not going to be, all of these cryptocurrencies at 30,000 or 40,000 each. Yes. So I see Ronald first bought XRP it wasn't even a penny. It was like a sixth of a penny. Good job, Ronald. And someone wants to know why the dollar is crashing. Well, which dollar is that's crashing that you're talking about? The Australian dollar? Because it's not the US dollar. That one's not crashing. I haven't heard about the Divi project, Chris. I've just been sticking with the more tried and true ones. People lost a lot of money in ICOs in 2017 and 18, and they just don't really have the taste for the ICOs. They have a much lower chance of success. But I agree. If you happen to get onto an ICO that does really well, that gets developed, you can make a lot of money on that. But there's a lot of really great projects right now that are so cheap. Cardano is so cheap. And so is EOS and BAT, and Bitcoin Cash is really cheap too when you think about it, what it can do compared to Bitcoin. And it's, significantly less than Bitcoin. And nice to see you, Craig D. Oh yeah, John was talking about, you know what, John? I did not see that Electronium was up 130%. I saw it going up like really high all of a sudden, and I thought it was going to be like in the month of January. So I've always been watching it very closely in January. But when I bought it in the ICO, because I do own a lot of Electronium, I felt that that was one of the ones I was going to hold for 4 years. Anything that you get in an ICO, like I said before, you're looking at 4 years, because an ICO, it's a lot of them aren't even developed. But what I liked about Electronium is that it was all ready to go, and they had one heck of a marketing package. And I like their strategy as well, where they're jumping right to Africa and banking the unbanked. And that was why I bought Electronium, because I felt that one of the reasons why I saw cryptos becoming so important to the world is because it was going to bank the unbanked, and it was going to give the third world an opportunity that they had been cheated out of for many years, by the first world countries. And I mean, I'm not going to blame it on the first world countries. I mean, if these countries had a good government and if they had their act together, then it wouldn't have happened. So it's really up to the people who live in that country to make sure that they have a government elected who's going to look after their best interests. But they also have to have a system in place because people are only human as well. So it was very difficult for people in third world countries, especially in the continent of Africa, to get ahead if they were unbanked. So it's really fantastic to support such a wonderful project like Electronium, and I've been very happy and proud to hold it. I am not a trader. I have never traded cryptos. I just pick ones that I feel are going to be the winners and I just hold them. Oh, nice to see. Gilberto is logging in from Brazil. Beautiful country in South America. I have not been to Brazil. I would love to go someday, though. I'm sure Brazil will see better days in the future. Let's see. So Dean wants to know if I see a big drop in the markets, including you have BT and crypto in the near future. Okay, so here's the thing. The problem with seeing a dip, and I do, is that the market could well be at like 4 or 500 billion by the time that happens. So the pullback takes you to like 330, for example, which is way ahead of where it is now. And that's why with cryptos, you really have to just hold. Because trading, I mean, you might get some good calls, but the problem with the traders is that they never walk away and take their profits. They always throw them back in. So let's see. Bitcoin is a trending. Oh, yeah. J.K. Rowling and Elon Musk. Hey, Ivy, did you know that I was talking about Elon Musk, like buying Dogecoin, something like that, getting involved in cryptos? Yeah. I'm sorry, Georgie, that the time difference sucks. I do my best to try to accommodate different times. Super Civilian lost their job due to COVID. And yes, I do see you going back there. Just in a few weeks from now, too. Okay, so Pete wants to know, should a person have 1 million ZIL or 32 Ethereum? I'm going to go with the Ethereum because that's what I'm working towards, is having enough Ethereum to stake. And I have no ZIL. But, if somebody wants to hold ZIL, like I said, it's on my carrot farm. I don't see it as failing during the first or second wave, and that's really what's important. And if it fails, like 5 years from now and you were still holding it and it went to like $20 and you didn't cash it, oh well. I mean, you got to be ready to take some cream off and share of the wealth. Leave some meat on the bones for, new people joining the community. That's what it's all about. Let's see. So Chris says you mentioned that Dogecoin would be coming soon, possibly to $1. Is that the second wave? I'm not really sure, Chris. That's my first jump off on Doge is like around 25 cents, and my last jump off is around $1.50. And I'll just hold whether it's first wave or second wave. I don't care myself. I mean, the second wave, I think that starts around September. So nice to see you, Farshad and Neil. Where are you coming in from, Neil? Let's see. Yes, Fireshed has a nice list there. Our XRP, Tezos, Chainlink, VChain, Cardano. You just can't go wrong. I agree with you 100%. Nice to see you, Hugo. Glad you were able to make it. Let's taking a scroll down here. And nice to see you, Jeremy. And just taking a scroll down. It rolled up to the top, so I don't want to go too far past. And I see that Rhonda's in the house as well, and Cole Wheeler. Nice to see you. Wayne, how's it going? And Kevin is here as well. Yes, Digibyte. I agree. It is one of the best proofs of work. I mean, anyone who's sent Digibyte, whew, it moves quickly, doesn't it? And that's really what's important with something like that. You want something that moves fast. Truth 88. So is the satanic rituals and these poor children really true and happening? How could they do this to little children? And what do your spirits say? How this is going to end, if it will? Oh, it is going to end. And remember, it is not that it makes it any better, but it's just such a small percentage. Like whoever said that all of those children were being held in tunnels underneath New York City, none of that was true. Right. And, there's a lot of really gross stuff that's going to be uncovered, and a lot of people died. They died for no reason, sometimes just to cover stuff up. I believe that Seth Rich was murdered. I believe he's the one who leaked to WikiLeaks. And this was his payback, courtesy of Debbie Wasserman Schultz, and the Alwyn brothers are blah, blah, blabbing their faces off. That's what I think, based on my knowings. We'll see, though. These are things that you'll know when it comes true. But, Truth 88, try not to be too upset. This stuff is coming to an end. So we'll be happy about that. Good is going to overtake the bad. So just try not to worry too much. Let's see. Oh, yes, Mr. Haig. Yes, if Doge goes to $1, you can buy a nice house. And let's see. Oh, yeah, the Sam Jam token. Oh, I got to get on that. Build that token. So home loans in the U.S. are pretty low. How do you assess they will keep this low? Well, liquidity is drying up, so they're not going to keep it low for too much longer. But do keep in mind that if you are a working person, you are going to receive a significant bump in your wages. With what's coming with inflation, the people who are going to be hurt are the savers, the pensioners, and the people who are on a fixed income of any kind. So if you're on any government check, anything like that, there's going to be a lot of trouble coming. But if you're out earning a wage, you can demand much more money for the work that you're doing. And that's the way it's going to go down. Joe wants to know how things are going to go in Denver. Denver is a good spot to be in, Joe. So you hang in there. And Tanya Oz, do you see house prices falling in Australia? Will it be a large drop? Thanks. Yes, I see house prices falling. I see them falling approximately 60%. But, of course, it depends on which market you're in. If you're in the larger markets that are more expensive and they have a further way to fall, you could see up to 80% in losses there. And other places that are just like the perfect spot and people will pay any price for it, they might only fall like 20%. Mm-hmm. So truth through one, second wave by September or year end. Well, if I had to guess, because we know my timelines have not been the best, I'll be the first to admit that. that it's probably going to be September, because it was last year in September, or that I saw myself sitting down in September to take some cream off the top. So I think I'm a year off. Yes. So Joe wants to know if I have any new updates for us Aussies. Well, based on a prediction that I had before, that has partially come true, Joe. I did see that the fires would sustain, or not sustain, but the fires would sort of burn out for February, but then they would come roaring back worse than ever. So it's May now. I don't know if you guys are headed for another bad fire season or not, but that's what I was seeing. Let's see. So Suzanne wants to know what my thoughts are on Visa setting up for cryptos. You know, a few years ago, Suzanne, so many people thought that cryptos were a scam and a ripoff. And I think that Visa setting up to go onto a decentralized ledger it just speaks volume for the support that is coming to cryptos. Oh yeah, Chris says, let's smash the like button. Yeah. And Amy is giving a shout out to her parents, Finn and Nancy. Okay. Hello, Finn and Nancy. Thanks for hanging out. So the Cat Fox says, Sam, the Schumann resonance is off the charts these days. How is this affecting us? Will it last long? I don't know what it looks like Schumann Renaissance. Does anyone know what that, Cat, can you tell me what that is? I don't know what that is. Is that like the vibration of the planet? Yeah. And I have no idea about VC Vault. I would say, you know what, stick within the top 50. And there's nothing wrong with having a flyer here and there, you know, if you want to invest in a long-term project. But I would not put a lot of my money in anything that's outside of the top 50 right now, because those are the ones that are going to have like huge runs. So Ronald says that Trump was just announcing a vaccine today. Oh, well, it is going to be quick then. So Mr. Hay, he says, I think QAnon works for the Trump administration, and he's trolling on the internet with little bits and pieces of truth mixed in. Okay, so this is a military operation. So it really isn't some guy trolling on the internet. Like, this is a military operation. And I know that I feel like there's at least four people. So it's either 4 people and Donald Trump, or it's 3 people and Donald Trump. It's a very small group, but they are pros in what they would do. Yeah. So Rhonda wants to know if her 11th grade grandson, if he's going to be able to go back for his last year of school. And the answer is yes, yes, yes. So Kat wants to know what I think will happen with the large stock brokerage firms. Some of them are going to go under, amalgamate, and be bought out. I don't honestly like having any of my money in any of those places. But if you can keep it out of the bank, I mean, sometimes that's the best thing you can do. Yes, I believe, George, that Lindsey Graham is a waste of time. I'm kind of mad that he's dragged his feet as long as he had, but oh wow. Yeah. All right. Oh yeah. So Adrian's looking forward to watching Gitmo TV. He said TV Gitmo for the Cabal, but Cabal. I'm just gonna say Gitmo TV. Yeah. You know what? I'm not sure what happens around May 27th. June 10th is my next date. I'm down, Truther88 down in my description box below. I have the link for my Patreon. I do have some free samples over there that you can take a look at if you want. I have a few hundred more seats left in my Discord channel, which is my favorite part of all of it, getting to hang out with everybody every day over on Discord. And so many people helping each other out. Yeah. So, no, Baggy is not off to sleep now. JP still. Okay. So, $88 to $50. You know what, John? I will probably be out of most of my ADA long before $50. So, I mean, I see these amounts, I see how valuable things are going to be, but you know, I mean, we have an advantage where we get in so early and bought for pennies. Bill, I would buy gold now. I have set some money aside just in case there is a market correction, and then it might affect gold like in the short term, but if it crashed, it would only be for a very short time. So I don't actually know if I would be able to get any, but you know, I've got some gunpowder there just in case. But yeah, I wouldn't wait to buy it. Like I would buy it if I had money that I either had to put in the bank or buy gold with it, I would just buy gold with it. Right. Yeah. So somebody's talking about a new gold standard, and I don't believe that the American dollar is going to go to a gold standard. I don't see that. And it's one I'm asked about a lot. People have been talking about a reset. I don't see anything like that. I mean, I know I try to get as specific as I can, but I basically say, let's see everything all at once. Nothing's going to happen like you think. You know, like I was listening to one guy and he was talking about like how much gold was going to go down. Like, don't buy it now. It's going to go to 800. It's like, you know what? You're just pulling out the play sheet from 2008, and that so is not how things are going to go down. Like, this is like the friggin' everything all at once, dude. So, you know what? You better get a grip and you play this, you know, I'm over here, I'm over there game. If you don't spread it out, you're going to be sad. You know, just like people who don't have any cryptocurrencies, they're going to be sad. Because you know how it goes. Everybody decides all at once, oh, got to get some. So do I think that international travel will open up anytime soon? Yep, I do. I actually felt that by June, the rest of the world would be opened up. Okay. So Danny wants to know if Ripple will be rolled out in a new stimulus package. And I'm going to say no. It's not going to happen that fast. The stimulus packages will be done soon. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the traveling's going to start again. Everyone will be back to normal in most places, by the end of June. And in the States, I mean, I felt that it was going to open up April 30th and then, more places would open throughout May, but that it would start on April the 30th. Adrian wants to know what I think about Redcoin. I don't own it. I don't like it. I don't have it on my carrot farm. So Truth 88's been very afraid to get into crypto. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I hear you. I mean, listen, it's volatile, it's high risk. There's a lot of scam coins out there. Like, you really need to know what you're doing. Yeah. I mean, find a group that you can hang out with that are not going to try to sell you something, People all just kind of hanging on to each other. I mean, that's kind of what we're doing over on Patreon. We're just helping each other out. And, I love it when I log on in the morning. I go right into media and links. Oh, what's going on? Look at the news. What's going on? I click on the precious metals room. Okay, where's it at? Because I know folks on the other side of the world where they're awake and stuff is happening, like they're posting stuff. Like I don't even get out of bed. I put my glasses on and I get my phone out. And I try not to make too many noises. Don't want to wake my husband or our puppy. Because once the puppy wakes up, it's all over with. Then everything becomes about the puppy for the next half an hour. No time for hanging out on Discord. So Megamind wants to know how Zencoin will be in the near future. I don't think that one is going to be around. Yeah. So Dan Kroll says a $50 ADA is not happening. Sorry. Yeah. Well, you know what? It's okay because I won't be holding it at $50. I might only have like 5% of it then. I'll have sold off 95%. Probably sell like the last one at like $8 or $10, something like that. When you got a whole load of them, right? You don't got to hold and hope for $50. Now, do I think it'll go there? Yeah, I think stuff is going to go a lot higher than what we could even imagine. Speaking of higher than what we could even imagine, Matthew says Amazon at $2,000 USD. That's just wild. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dan Crowd says maybe $10. Well, I'll be selling off at between 8 and 15. So maybe you will be too. Do I see an association with Bitcoin Cash and Julian Assange? I don't see an association. He did put his WikiLeaks on there on the blockchain. So, I mean, I think that he has cryptocurrencies. Nice to see you, Crypto Dusty Dog and Prussian Millionaire. Nice to see you in the room again. And I'm glad you made it too. Dreamian5. And King Coin is here. Hey, SJ. What are your current feelings on silver bullion? What will it look like by the end of the year? Well, I don't know if it'll get to 150 by the end of the year, but I'm feeling strongly that by the time gold is around $5,000, that silver could take its run like to 150. And that is just my mod letting me know she's back on again. Her computer keeps blue screening on her. Unfortunately, I think she's running a few things on it. And somebody likes You Are My Sunshine. My only sunshine. You make me happy. It's supposed to be when skies are gray. You make me happy when skies are gray. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Yeah. I think people know that song all over the world. Maybe I'm just guessing. So somebody wants to know what is going to happen to gold at the end of May. And it's Sir 1056. I think it's going to keep getting higher. And once it hits 2000, then it's really going to run after that. Yes, I do perceive a drop in the prices with the stock market digital void. And okay, so an electronium is up to its recent highs this week, which is great. Still just going to hold it though. I'll just be holding, waiting for the right time. Oh yeah, silver to $30 soon. I mean, in some markets, you're already getting $30 because of the fee. So, Duan, or is it Dwayne? I think it's Dwayne. Wants to know what my thoughts are on ERD. I've never actually heard of that coin before, so I don't own it. I'd probably swap that one up for some stellar. So Push Play says Electronium is mooning right now. What future do you see for this real world use case currency? I think it'll be $1. Yeah, I think it'll be $1. It's going to be a success, and it's going to lift a lot of people out of poverty. So I'm excited about that. And Chris, of course, you know how it works: gold, silver, and then cryptocurrencies. So it looks like silver's going on a little bit of a run. You know what? I did not check that before I started tonight. So let me just take a quick look and see what the deal is on silver. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It went up 5.66%. Well, this is exciting news, because if this is what I think it is, this is the up, up, and up. Gold is up, silver's up, and time for cryptos to take a really big run. Maybe we'll see it up at over the 300 billion again and running for 5. But at least it's happening in the right order, right? Mm-hmm. So somebody's hoarding silver. Well, you know what? That will pay off for you eventually. It's going to happen. I'm excited for all the people who've been so patient with silver. So, hi Sam, how does the future of social media look, and will legacy social platforms adapt to stay alive? No, they're going to be replaced by decentralized social media platforms. Even the Defy wallet, they have a private messaging system on there that they've been building that they're going to be talking about soon. So I'm just waiting to get more information about that from the CEO. He brought that up about their wallet. So I'm pretty excited about that. Okay. Oh, Maria says hello. Hello, Maria. Glad you could make it. And yes, I know, Georgie. Time difference is not my fault. Just I try to consider it for everybody. Nicholas wants to know about what I think about Hex crypto. I'm not interested in it. I just think that there's a lot of hype with it. And I don't want to get involved in any failing coins and tokens. Oh, hello, Rainy Steps. Oh, Kate Fox wants to know the best coins to participate in DeFi. There's quite a few actually that are involved in the DeFi. Kat, I think, are you a Patreon? Because if you are, you can put that question on the weekly meetup with Muant. I think that's a really great question. We should talk about that. Maybe make a list of what we think the best DeFis are, and then I can pick which ones resonate sort of the loudest to me. See how that works out. And nice to see you, Chad. And let's see. So Lim wants to know if I see Digibyte taking I don't know if you meant to put slip. No, you know what? I think Digibyte's going to keep moving ahead. It really shouldn't have been down at a quarter of a penny. That was just people dumping it because it hadn't moved, and they had like millions of it, and we're waiting for like $9 each. So they just got to the almost 3-year point and dumped it. 2.5 years in, they said that's enough. And now it's just righting itself to the price it probably should have never gone past as far as the downward cycle. And I do think that Digibyte is just going to move ahead. Yeah. Oh, the car loan market is going to be a buyer's dream. So if you're looking to get a new or, lease a vehicle, just hang out for a few more months. It's going to be awesome. Nice to see you as well, C. Smith. A dip. Lynn K, taking a dip before it goes back up. So, a dip, that would be like a normal dip in the crypto markets. And I think Digibyte will start moving in the right direction again. So instead of down, just going up with the rest of the cryptocurrencies until, of course, great news comes out and then it goes up like 180% overnight. That tends to happen. It's always good to just be holding them. Holding the good projects is really the key instead of trying to run from project to project. So Robert wants to know, Robert Hunt says, what do you think about XDN digital note? It's a mined coin and it's been running for 6 years now. I don't think it's going to be one of the ones that do well, Robert. I like Neo Yumkey. I've gotten a few people or suggested a few people amalgamate because they only had like a handful of Neo. And my attitude was kind of like, well, if you have like 25 coins, you're going to lose track and you're not going to be getting out at the right time. It's going to cost you. So try to stay focused on, these 11 or 12 coins or these 8 or 9. Because if they only have, like 25 Neo or something like that, then a few $100s worth, it's better to just put it in one of the other movers. But yeah, I do hold some Neo. I believe in it as a great project. All right, so it looks like Electronium is almost up to a penny. Dragonfire Crypto says. So thanks for that update. Electronium, one of my favorite ICOs that I bought into. So Nicholas wants to know if the ridiculously priced apartments will drop to less than $1 million. I'm sure in some places where it's overpriced that much, that makes sense now. Because I thought that like an 80% drop, I thought that was kind of crazy. But I mean, if you got an apartment for $3.5 million, an 80% drop still has it in, like 700,000, 800,000 range, right? Yeah, $700,000. That's still a lot of money for an apartment. So yeah, 80%, that makes sense for that area. And I know it's a lot in the Homes Truth 88. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad, Nicholas, you liked the animation video. Beggy did that. So Ariel wants to know if I see Ripple making a big announcement or it's going to be a partner that gives XRP a boost. I think it's going to be a partner. It's going to be adoption. Yeah. So how much time left to stack ADA cheap? Well, I think all throughout the first wave. So like between now and September, it'll still be considerably cheap. Oh, hey, Claire from Scotland. Oh, the frequency of the planet is the Skierman Renaissance. So the vibrations, yes, it is off the chart. I completely agree. My gift is out of control. It's just to the point now I just laugh because it just is. And it's because of the vibrations. Yeah. So Robert wants to know if Arizona is a good place to live over the next decade. I do think so. Be careful about the water, though. There are some places that are not going to be good for water. So I don't know if you're looking down in Phoenix or up in the cooler parts of Arizona, more mountainous areas. Yeah. I think you'll do better there if that's where you're looking at going, Robert. Like when it's 105 in Phoenix, it's only 80 degrees up there. That place, that'll be okay for water. Yeah. And so, hello, Psychic Bubblegum Man. I don't know what you're saying, but Beggy's deleting your messages, so behave yourself. We don't want to get you banned. We go way back. Come on now. Behave yourself. What is it? Austin Powers says, behave. Yeah. Oh, don't you worry. P Blinks 63. I definitely hodl silver as well. Once it went below $17, I was like, oh, like, how can I resist? And I jumped in. So, but again, I don't think about silver the same way I think about gold. Gold is like the money that I didn't want to hold in the bank. Got gold. Silver is more of a long term. It's like, if I had to fix get the roof fixed, well, I'd go cash in my gold, right? The silver, that's a different thing. I think of it more of an investment. Gold is more of a hedge for my money, and it's a short-term thing. So Data Boy wants to know if I see Mitch McConnell staying on as the leader in Trump's second term. I don't think so. I think he doesn't run at the proper speed. They've tolerated him for the first term. But yeah, it's going to be a different team by the second term, and definitely by the following election, whoever's running next, yeah, people will have cleaned up their act quite a bit. They'll learn that treason does not pay. Neither does fleecing the American taxpayer. Not getting away with that either. And Lynn wants to know, will the vaccine for COVID-19 have a chip in order to control us? Example, location tracking, blood pressure, ability to shut you off from your bank, kill switches, etc. Or will it just be for COVID-19? It's just going to be for COVID-19. Yeah. So it's 5II wants to know how much I've invested in crypto. I would say, like most people, a lot. It's my savings for long term, and I'm not a spring chicken. So let's just say that I'm all in. And Nicholas says Muant was really correct about TNT crypto last week. Was a classic pump and dump trade. Yeah. So real gold or stocks. Oh yeah, you should have real gold. And where you store it, don't store it in a typical gold place. Store it somewhere else that has, because if you store it in a secure place where people have storage, there's still like somebody who works at the front desk. There's still video cameras. And you can also insure it as well. So I think that's the best route to go. I wouldn't keep it in a safety deposit box at the bank, because probably when gold would become really important would be if the banks were starting to set limits on your withdrawals. So Stephen wants to know where I see poly sign in a few years. I don't think it's going to be around in a few years. And Adrian wants to know about these currencies. The only currency that's going to do well is the American currency. All the other currencies are going to burn to the ground. We're watching it now in slow motion. Okay. So Marisol, she wants to know about when California is going to open. They're going to open in June. I don't care what they said about 3 months. It's not going to happen. That's just your government officials living in la la land. Yeah, as soon as they find out that they don't have the money to do that, things will change very quickly. Because I think Donald Trump might tell California, like, you can't ask the United States, the other states, to pay for your extended vacation. Okay. Let's see. So it's just after 10 o'clock. So I will just take a few more questions. So the box breakers want to know, what can we do to be more helpful in every situation? Well, in a situation like what we're in now with COVID-19, I just talk to people and find out what they need. Some people, it's just a phone call every day. Other people are really struggling financially. So, find out what people need. Just ask them, if there's something I can do to help? What's going on? Sometimes you just need someone to talk to. Our Cal wants to know if Theta is going to be listed on Coinbase. I do believe that's going to happen. Samantha 108, you're going to sell your house in 2021. Peo wants to know if I liked Holochain, which is also known as HOT. I do have it on the carrot farm, which means that I do see it surviving. But I actually prefer Doge. So if you're looking to take a flyer on a coin in that price range, yeah, I think Doge is a better bet. Yeah. So Alex wants to know how I see the situation in Northern Ireland in the next coming months. He works in the healthcare. Thanks. Well, I think all of the UK is in for a really rough economic rise, right? And I think that there's going to be a problem with the British pound. It's just really not going to be able to buy as much food as people are used to consuming. Nice to see you, Keisha. I'm glad you were able to make it. Marcos, I talked about Pindi X earlier, so make sure you watch the replay. And TKZ wants to know if XRP is going to hit $1. Oh yeah, like rather quickly. $1, $1.20, and then it'll probably go to like 10. Let's see. So, Nicholas wants to know about Holochain project as well. And like I said, Nicholas, it's on the carrot farm, but I don't have any other details other than the fact that it's going to survive. A lot of stuff that's on the carrot farm, it's like, yeah, it's because it's going to survive. So Truther 1, will people get over the fear of 5G? Yes, they will get over the fear. And with more and more people working from home, they're going to want that 5G. And the stuff they say about it isn't true anyway, so try not to worry about it. It's just clickbait, okay? Just don't worry about it. It's fine. So Pennycoin, Nicholas wants to know that I believe will explode. Well, I mean, we're talking about Electronium a lot. We're making a lot of inroads. VeChain is one of my favorite, less than a penny coins. It's going to have some great adoption. And Amy, I don't have any information on Digibyte other than I did feel that Jared Tate was making some inroads at Davos and that he will be signing some contracts or agreements or working with some of the governments of the world whose fiat currencies are failing, and they want to create a digital currency. And what they'd like to do is just build it on Digibyte. They don't have big populations and big money, and they want to take one that's already there on the shelf and has been around for a while. Megastar, I don't own any Tesla stocks, and I would not buy any right now. Martin wants to know where I see vet at the end of the year. We'll be in the second wave then, so we could see like some bonkers prices there, Martin. Like you could see vet at like $1 or $2. Mm. Oh, and I would buy in Rio Rancho, New Mexico, rather than Palm Desert, California. Yeah. Yeah, that's funny. I was looking at New Mexico because I was doing a reading and I was getting New Mexico like for a ranch for a property that someone was going to get. And I was like, oh, is Mexico, do they have like big ranches? I mean, it's not my country. Like, I don't know. It would be like somebody asking you about, the north of France and vineyards. You'd be like, I don't know. I'd have to check and see if I could grow a vineyard there. I have no idea if it has the right climate and stuff. Sure enough, New Mexico turns out it's one of the top 5 states that has ranch properties, like the most acreage. So I was like, wow, who knew? I guess I was right on my knowings. Because I was like, no, man, no, you're going to New Mexico. Or they're around there, like some place like that, not California. So it's funny that you bring that up and ask that question, because up until this week, it had never been brought up. And here it is twice in a week. I think there's something to it. And Marcos wants to know what my prediction is for Theta token. I will probably start selling my Theta token off at probably like $1.50 and get rid of most of it by $5. That's what I personally was thinking about. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yes, 500 billion. It is going to be better if it's 500 billion, huh? Yeah. I mean, I'm not waiting for this stock market crash to tank the cryptocurrencies, because again, that could very well happen when cryptos are at like 500 billion. So Katarina Securo said, this is so cool. Want to thank you for your correct insight. My hubby lost his job 2 weeks ago. You said it would be a short blip. He got a job within 3 days. Awesome. I'm so happy for you. I mean, I knew it was going to happen, but still, I mean, that just really rocks your world and scares you when your husband comes home and says he's lost his job. So if some medium can tell you, oh, yeah, don't worry about it, just a short blip, he's going to get another job like right away. And then boom, 3 days. He's not even out of work for a whole week. No vacation for you. So, Hina wants to know my thoughts on Ripple's private offering. I also received an invitation to invest. So you and I both. And I just decided not to go ahead with it just because I've got enough cryptocurrencies and I'm good there. But I think that if somebody wanted to go ahead and get involved in the private offering with Ripple, I don't think they would lose their money on it. I think it's a pretty big operation. And let's see. So now we are at 15 minutes after the hour. So I am going to close it up now. I do see a question here, though, from Amy Fulmer. And Amy wanted to know about real estate dropping in the US. And I did see long-term drops happening. So obviously, people losing their jobs, people losing money, that may cause some problems. But I just don't see the real estate market, because I just see such a shortage of US dollars around the world and people are desperate for it that they'll even buy American real estate. So those homes will be sold. And anyways, guys, I'm so sorry I didn't get to all your questions tonight, but hopefully I was able to give you enough information to put your mind at ease and get excited about what is coming for us in the future. And for those who are involved on my Patreon, thanks so much for coming over and supporting me. And if you want to know more about it, it's in the description box down below. Anyways, have a really good rest of the night. And thanks so much again, everybody, for hanging out. Bye for now.